Welcome back to All That Jam, where music has no limits. We are joined today by Sherry, Sammy, and Chris from Cool Cool Cool. They are a new
Shira.
band. They are a new band. Used to be part of Turquoise, and they've gone out on their own. It's a little bit of hip hop there, I guess. A little bit of funk, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of house. How you guys doing today?
Good. How you
Great.
doing?
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. You wanna can you give me like a nickel tour of how you guys ended up being Cool Cool Cool?
We were touring together for a long time in a band called Turquoise, based out of New York. And that we toured all over the country. We went international, and that kind of ran its course. And it was time to make a change. And so 7 out of the 9 of us left that group. And then we never really intended on creating a new group, but it just kind of fell into our lap, and we have been playing with each other for so long, and we wanted to keep playing with each other, that we started getting some offers for shows, and we were like, hey, I guess we better put a band together. And that thus is the formation of Cool Cool Cool.
Now, did we add anybody, or was it just you guys? Did we bring anybody else in to round it out?
Yeah, we started playing with a couple bass players. We've played with a few from the beginning, and now we have our guy, Dico Zambrano. He also plays in the band Electric Kiff. So he was not in Turquoise, but everyone else was.
Okay. All right. So can we go around and I guess Sammy and Shira, you guys are both vocalists, right?
Shira.
Yes. Are both vocalists, and Chris, you are a trumpet and a keyboardist. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Now, are you guys when you go out? Do you have have you written material that is specifically Cool Cool Cool? Or are you all pulling from stuff that's from your past catalog?
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sammy.
No,
please
yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Okay, I'll start. Yeah, so we have both. We do have music that we've written together, and we've been performing it for a while. Our first single was titled Never Noticed, and that came out just last November. So that's out on Spotify and all the other streaming platforms. People can go check it out there. And we just completed our Never Noticed tour, which just ended in Colorado and Denver. And so that was our first single. In addition to that, we've just added some new material that we've been recording and we'll be releasing soon into our live set. And then in addition to that, we've played original music by all the different members of the band, including both these gals here.
There you go. What were you going to say, Sammy?
No, I was just gonna say pretty much what Chris said, and also, yeah, we're writing a bunch of new music that we perform during shows, and continuing to write a bunch of new stuff that is cool.
All right. Now, are we getting Turquoise songs at all? Nothing
Just
from that catalog.
Cool.
Interesting. Nice. I like.
Yeah.
That's a good way to approach it. Just start off fresh there. So how is this? How is it working with writing the songs? Did one of you bring in an idea, or you guys all go in and just jam session? Let's see what falls out.
It's kind of a combination of all those things. We've done kind of all of it. Either sometimes someone will come in with like an idea, and then some people will write on top of that. And we've also had some sessions where it was purely collaborative, where we all, wrote it together at the same time. So it's kind of a mixed bag of how it works, and we're still pretty, like finding our process.
Finding your process. And where were you recording?
We've been to a couple of different recording studios already at this point. Our first single was released off Color Red, and that recording studio is in Denver, Colorado. I know, Amanda, you're there as well. So that was Color Red, and we've actually just recently visited Ghost Hit Recording Studios in Massachusetts, which we have some good friends that engineer there and record, and we're really excited about that as well.
Very nice. You good? You all right, Amanda? I thought you were going to say something there.
Oh, no, just waiting for you to finish. I do have some questions, though. First, I just want to say I love what you all are bringing to the scene right now, and so happy that you are together doing what you do. I was curious to know, when you think about kind of the trajectory of the scene, because you all have, put some time in as a fan here, for decades. How are you finding the reception to what you're doing now? Is there that same, love and energy for, the jam band world as you remember? How are kind of things right now in this universe, according to, what you've seen out there?
I mean, every single show, there has been nothing but love and support. And it's been like, people have come out that, have been seeing us for years. And then there's new people coming out that are like, we just heard of you. So it's been extremely well received. We've had a blast at every show, and it's just nothing but love. And it's been really amazing.
Have you had to kind of change how you all approach that live experience, meaning improvisation, or is that something that you all were able to really keep the same? And I'd love to know how you do that too, whether it's cues, talkback mics. What does that look like for you all when you're on stage together?
I think our band in particular, as opposed to like a lot of the other bands in the scene in the jam, like we have songs with lyrics and forms, and that's very much like a key element of our show. So like it is pretty structured, and then we have moments within songs which are free and solos. But we definitely like kind of have a plan of where we're going, and within that there is some improvisation, which there's definitely like some cueing happening. We don't currently use talkback mics, but a big part of our live show is about like the show in itself. Like, of course, the music is at the forefront, but like also like the aesthetic, the visual show that we're putting on, Sammi and I's choreography, the interplay between all the members. So it's very much with the music also about like the show experience. So yeah, I'd say that's kind of something that definitely we focus on as like a top priority, is like, what is the visual experience we're also giving to the audience?
And also like in terms of like like improv, and since we don't have, talkback mics at the moment, we've been playing with each other for so long. I feel like we almost like communicate telepathically. Like we could just sort of like look at each other and know exactly sort of what to do or where to go next, or, who's to solo next. So it's we've known each other so long, we sort of can read our body language and our cues from each other.
Yeah, the cues kind of come from everywhere on stage, depending on what's happening. Our show it's all of us are very much just working with each other on stage, and there's a lot of interplay between everyone. So we're always looking up and paying attention, and we're all very involved in what's happening musically. So everyone's aware of what's happening, and they kind of come from everywhere.
It's awesome. We hear this so much, and it's amazing to me that kind of telepathic thing, like you were saying, which just comes from that time. And I would imagine the trust that you have in each other when you're on stage, is that a part of it too?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I trust these people with my life. I mean, it's, we're all up there, and, trust is important when you're performing. It's a very sort of like vulnerable thing. And I think it's amazing that we could all, trust each other to that degree.
Also, like we were saying before, how we're all so spread out over the country, so we don't get to get together a lot to rehearse and like really have that time. So the trust is key, that we all are like, all right, we're trying out this new song that we've only played a couple times, so like we're going to be able to do it, we're going to make it happen, and we're all just kind of laser focused on each other and like making sure that we can execute. And like that's such a gift that we do have that time together, that like we know how to communicate on stage with each other, because we've been doing it for so long. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly. Well, I know I've seen all of you, I think, on stage for lack of a better term, super group collaborations. Like that's always happening out here. And so I would think too, that experience over time of playing with different configurations of musicians also, who are coming from their own bands or other projects. Usually those are kind of specifically related to an artist, like a Prince tribute, or something. I know Cervantes has so many of those, and I love them. How's that experience? Is it different, or is it kind of the same thing, like what you're saying?
It depends, I'd say, on the group, on the situation, but I think like that experience is having that skill in your bag. It is kind of all the same thing of like when this is what you do, you're a professional musician, like it's kind of expected that you can just walk into a situation and make it happen, and like and most of us do.
I think what I've learned is that almost everyone does it differently. I don't think that anyone does it the same way as somebody else. And so that's part of that experience, is learning all the different ways that bands rehearse or don't rehearse or communicate on stage or don't communicate on stage. And I think that's what's neat about all of us. Like you said, we all perform with a bunch of different artists as well, and we've been playing in this industry for a long time, and so we love being a part of all those kinds of shows. And that's kind of the neat thing to take away from that and bring back to our group, is all that experience and being able to communicate.
Yeah, we've heard that from horn players too. So Brian Thomas is coming to mind. Alex Wasili kind of say that for them, that's kind of their norm. They know what the songs are. They usually are gonna, write out their own parts for them. They show up, and it's like, nope, you're here for a reason. You're here to do what you do. So that definitely sounds familiar.
Yep.
That's part of the fun too. So a little bit of the like adventure. You don't always know what's going to happen, so you gotta just like be on your toes, ready to play, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay, can I take you back to you? We're talking about a visual aspect to your show. How do you develop that? Where do you get the inspiration for that, and how do you make it come to fruition?
I mean, we, like Shira and I, choreograph all of our dance moves, all of us. Again, very collaborative. Some of the guys even join in on some dance moves. Even with wardrobe, we all discuss and sort of figure out what we want the look to be, what we want the overall vibe to be. And again, it's, very collaborative and with between all of us.
Now, does it change from tour to tour, or song to song, each night, or show to show, or
Kind of all the above. I mean, I think I can piggyback on what Sammy saying that like it's intentional is what it is, in a sense that it's discussed, and we have a vision of how we want the show to be. So certainly, from song to song, what the vibe is. Like I, in particular, personally, like I have a theater background, so I'm kind of always thinking about like what do I want to convey and connect with the audience in this one? And do I want them to be like with me, like rah, 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 or do I kind of want it to be a little bit more of like an emotional moment? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just something that we think about and that we want to like make sure is always there, which is, like that experience.
right? And I guess you're thinking about that kind of stuff when stage kind of dovetails into a project that you guys have been working on with Adrian Belew and Jerry Harrison.
Totally. I mean, that's where we got a lot of it from. Talking Heads, they're the show, like Stop Making Sense. Like that's what it is. And that was a huge influence for us, for sure.
So how did it happen?
We've been touring with Jerry and Adrian for a while now. That was a project that we kind of started right at the end when we were with Turquoise, and when we left that group, we didn't necessarily know if that was going to continue with the Remain in Light show, and they, Jerry in particular, like wanted to make it happen, and so we were very excited about that, and that was one of the early things that got Cool off the ground, was having that support and being able to go on tour with Remain in Light and these, rock and roll Hall of Fame legends. And so it's been just incredible. It's been a great opportunity for us as musicians and as a group to just even have time together and continue to do that. And then Cool has also been the supporting act for much of the Remain in Light tour, and we'll do so again. That tour continues this July, and so yeah, it's been incredible just to hear the stories from those guys and learn from experience. Yeah, the stories are wild. But yeah, just try to pick up some of their experience too, and even just the little things that they do on stage. Like we're still learning from them and watching them and seeing what they do.
It's all of Remain and Light, right? But there's also some other stuff thrown in, I believe. Some King Crimson, maybe.
Yeah, we do like a. Go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead. No, you go.
Oh, just we do a King Crimson song. We do one of Jerry Harrison songs. But yeah, mostly Remain Light.
Right. Very nice.
But and
very
it's been pretty cool of like such a full circle thing of like we've been playing that music for a long time, and then to get to be able to like do it with the source of it and like have that knowledge and like it's very cool.
Right, but
Yeah,
between now and then, you guys are, I guess, hitting the road again next week and ending up at one of my favorite things in the whole world, the New Orleans Jazz Festival.
The best.
Yes, we are. Next week we're going to be on tour. We start in Chicago on Tuesday, and we're traveling through St. Louis. We'll be in Covington, Kentucky, which is right across the river from Cincinnati. We're playing in Waynesboro, Virginia, at this really cool little brewery with our friends, the Nth Power. And when we're finishing next week, April 20th, at the River Park concert in Hillsborough, North Carolina. So those are the most upcoming things we have. But like I said, we just finished a tour basically last week. We're back out on tour next week. But tell your friends in the Midwest, come on out. And then after that, we've got a few shows down at during Jazz Fest in New Orleans, and that's something that we've all been going to for many, many years. And similarly, we usually end up finding ourselves on stage with many different bands and acts and all those super groups and things during that. And I know all of us are playing all sorts of different things that week. But yeah, we'll be there with Cool as well for a couple dates at the Days Between Festival. And then we're playing a show late night at Howlin' Wolf, the Bayou Rendezvous show.
Yeah, I think my friend Amanda's going to be there.
Nice.
I will be there. Yeah, second weekend, including Days Between. I can't wait. I'm
right on
at the calendar every single day. How many more days do I have to work until I can go down there?
Nice.
Yeah, magic, and I'm so excited to see y'all. And like you said, those collaborations. I mean, there's just nothing like that.
You have anything you have your eye on? Like anybody that you know that you might be hopping up on stage with or might be coming out with you? Can we break some news?
I am really well. No, I think everything's like, or at least Sammi and I are gonna be backing up Jay and the Causeways on the fairgrounds at the actual Jazz Fest new festival. Like
on Friday, the first Friday. Yeah, first Friday.
So that's pretty exciting to actually be playing at the fairgrounds. That's cool. And then, there's a lot of shows happening. Oh, yeah. It's like every night, so many things. I'm doing like
something like that Days Between with all. There's other bands, right? It's like an all day kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a 2-day festival.
Yeah,
you put a bunch of musicians together in one place. Hopefully, you get some cross pollination there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You never know what happens down there.
At any hour.
Oh, sorry. We were chatting with George Porter Jr. a while back, and he was he was telling us, I think I have 19 scheduled appearances, and then from the other room you hear 20. You know, 20.
Yeah. We just added one.
Yeah, don't forget that other one.
Yeah, that's crazy that he can still do that schedule. Like he's not human. That's like superpower stuff.
And then he has a stool. Like people were, I don't know if you saw Phil Lesh had a little thing where he had to sit down for his last shows. And all these people were all he had to sit down. And I'm like, George Porter's been sitting on a stool for years.
Yeah.
And if I was that old and up there, the bass is heavy. What do you mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
George Clinton sitting on his throne too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like a wheelie chair. I think he has a little wheelchair.
Hey. Yeah, I love that. He's so great. We talked to Eric McFadden. He has P-Funk stories.
Oh yeah.
To say the least. So you also have some festivals. You have some stuff lined up already that you can talk about?
Definitely. both booked and blessed. We went, I don't know,
Right.
High Sierra Music Festival over 4th
High
of July weekend is
Sierra,
super fun.
Northlands.
Yeah, very excited for
Telluride Jazz.
Northlands Festival is going to be in June. Yeah, we're playing a bunch. Telluride Jazz Fest, like Shira just mentioned. Very stoked to get back to Telluride. That's always a blast.
Yeah.
And we've got a bunch more. We're traveling kind of this whole summer. You know, almost every weekend or every other. We're flying here, flying there, and you know, we're doing a bunch of stuff we're really excited about, and we're so thrilled to be able to go out and continue to be part of this, you know, this scene and this business.
And
Right.
festival
Now,
season is always, oh,
Yeah.
what? I was just
I
saying
was gonna
festival
say,
season is always fun for the bands. It's almost like, you know, summer camp, or whoever's on the bill, like which friends are we going to see at this festival? Which band are we
Right.
going to get to see? So it's fun. We get to be in that community with all these other musicians.
Right. Do you approach writing a set list differently when you're doing a show in a bar at night as opposed to a festival set?
Yes and no. It's, you know, all the above. I think it's, you know, our show is pretty, like, we have our show of like what we're presenting, and that's pretty consistent, you know, but you know, there's changes here and there.
Right. I mean, everybody has hits. You know, even you guys are new. I'm sure if I went and saw you 2 or 3 times, there would be 1 or 2 songs that I'd be like, that's the hit. That's the one you want to
Definitely.
hear him do, you know?
Definitely.
We're just trying to work our way up from 2 or 3 to like 11 or 12, and then we'll be good.
There you go.
Nice.
You want a greatest
They're all
hits
hits.
album.
That's great.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But yeah, you know, I would say our set list, you know, it's different. It's different, you know, just about every night, and it's like Shira said, you know, it is, it's like the show. We want to put on the show, our show, whether that's in a bar or on a festival stage at noon. You know, so we really are always trying to play to our strengths and build that set musically, and take people on a little journey, you know, and have an experience with us. But that's also different for us. You know, we don't go out and play the same set
There
every
is
night.
a true art form to making a set list, for sure.
There is.
So
Thank
just
you.
Shira's been
Thank
doing a great
you.
job recently, by the way.
The science,
Shira's
there's
been
a
killing
science
Killing
to it. There is.
there's a science, there's a flow. I mean, just like making a mixtape, you know, there's a good, or I don't want to say perfect, but there's, you know, there's certain orders, and, you know, sometimes we switch up the order and, you know, keep it interesting for us also.
We're all like open, obviously, in the sense of to like that can even change on the stage, you know, with whatever the vibe is with the audience. If something's either not working or working really well, and then we can decide, you know, like, hey, let's go to this song, or, you know, so on and so forth. Also, like the set length has, you know, can change things about, you know, are we doing like a power hour? We really need to hit them hard, or do we want to kind of slowly build into it? So yeah, everything runs the gamut.
Covers?
Yeah, got some covers. We do some covers.
Definitely. Yeah. We also we like to choose our covers also, like intentionally, either other musician friends that maybe we really respect and love what they do. We have this one song we've been doing, our friend Watkins and the Positive Agenda. So like if it's music we all really dig or want to bring to people that they may not have heard. So we kind of come in it from that approach, as well as like our own side project, original music. We cover that too. So.
Oh, cool. I have a thought. I was just listening to all of you, you know, talking about your travels for this summer, sit-ins, all of that. So this is a little bit meta. Okay, so just go with me. I am always so curious, you know, from your perspective, what success means to you. You know, you have the dates, you've got, you know, this all working out. What really makes you feel inside like, yes, I am doing the thing, you know?
That's a really great question. That's a really great question.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like as a musician, or especially a touring musician, especially doing what we do, like I feel like those goalposts are always moving for what success means. You know, because you start off and you just want to get a show, and once you do, you're like, yes, we did it. And then but then you have to do more shows, and you want to go on tour, and then that's successful, and then you have to actually make money, and then that would be successful. And then I think, once you even do that, it's always, I think it's difficult. That's one of the difficult things about being a musician, being a touring musician specifically. But I think for us, or for myself, at least, I won't speak for anyone else, but for myself, that's one thing that I've definitely come to learn over the last few years specifically. And with this group, with Cool, is learning to really take in what we're experiencing while we're experiencing it, and allow success to go out and be like a great show at a venue, or just a night, even if there's nobody there. If we have a good show and play music together, like that can be a success too. And yeah, like having a full summer of festival dates flying all over the country, that's definitely successful. But sometimes when you're out there doing it, it doesn't feel like that. Sometimes you're like, man, this is really hard. I'm really tired, or I miss home, or man, what do we do? Why are we doing this? And so it's a very, very good question, and complicated answer.
Complicated for sure. I think also, as far as I'm concerned, like being in a band with this many people, just everyone getting along and like being good with each other and like respecting each other, as far as I'm concerned, that is a huge win and a huge success, because not everyone gets to have that. So I consider that a huge success. And then, at the end of the day, can we all pay our bills and like have a decent life playing music? To me, that's success, because not everybody can do that and wants to be a musician. And I feel like we're so lucky that we can say, like, yeah, we can have a good life, play music, do what we love to do. You know what I mean? To me, that's success.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel exactly the same as Chris and Shira, and also just to add, and again, I think Chris said maybe it's always just kind of constantly changing, but just having even just one person come up to you and being like, I love this song, your music changed my life, like that's incredible. That's an incredible feeling to be able to make someone feel something, or change their mood, and just, I mean, that's pretty spectacular. I mean, not many people get to do that, or experience that. So
it's a great superpower.
Yeah,
great superpower to have.
It's pretty special to be, like that's why we do what we do. We go on stage and we perform our little hearts out, and like, that's just really special for someone to come up to you and if they're crying or they're happy, and for them to just be like, this changed my life, you changed my life, this music changed my life. Like that's incredible. That's magical. It's like a superpower, like you said.
Yeah, and that's why Kevin and I are talking to you all and you're not talking to us, because we respect that superpower and we love it so much, and we feel that. So I appreciate you sharing all that. And Chris, I think something you said resonates, which is, in the moment, it can be really difficult or challenging to kind of pick your head up and even see the bigger picture, because of all the logistics and everything that goes into your day-to-day. But I love that, when you can do that and really kind of take stock of things, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we always say how like the job is, we do it for the 90 minutes to 2 hours of the magic part, but then the other 22 hours of the day we're on tour, we're on the road, and that part may not be as fun. But like what Sammi was talking about, the magic moments, I guess that's what makes it worth it.
There's a thing in real estate: 20% of what you do makes you 80% of your money, and the other 80% of your time you're wasting it trying to do things that really aren't furthering what you're doing. So let me ask you, if somebody wants to help support the cool enterprises, where am I sending them to get a t-shirt if they can't make it out to a show, or to pick up some music or something like that?
Well, we're in the middle of creating our online store, but so you can only get cool merch at our shows. So come out,
drive out to the Midwest.
Merch table. We're always, at the merch table, so come say hey.
You can definitely follow us online. Our tag is We Are Cool, And that's also our website, wearecoolcoolcool.com. So check us out there. That's got all of our tour dates on it. And, you know, reach out to us. There's little contact buttons on all those things. And, you know, let us know where you're going to be. We've got a mailing list, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, definitely keep in touch, and we'll keep sharing what we're doing, what we're up to, and where we're going to be at.
The single was just digital. I was going to say the single was just digital.
Just digital right now. We're in the midst of, we're going to be releasing new music pretty soon. So eventually we'll have, you know, we'll do the whole final thing. We're going to be doing all the things, but you know, on the website when we have our online store, all those things will be available. So, you know, you'll be able to get all your swag. But also at the end of the day, what I was going to say is that like the whole word of mouth thing of telling your friends to go to the shows when they're coming in the city to whatever city you live in, that buying a ticket to the show is the most important thing. Like, you know, a stream, what do they say? You have to listen for like 2 years to get like $100 or whatever it is. Like buying a ticket and going to the show is like, you know, amazing. We appreciate that.
Well, my new thing is I had this whole revelation that Spotify does not sell music. Spotify sells subscriptions. That's all they care about. So they could care less what the music is as long as they get your $9.99 a month. And that's totally a left road because we don't want to talk about Spotify.
Yeah.
It's pretty ironic how that they're a music platform but don't really like.
Well,
you know,
yeah, I mean, they also, not to talk about them, but they also just demonetized most of the artists that are on Spotify. So even if you go in,
hits or something,
yeah, even if you, for artists, you know, smaller independent artists such as ourselves, you know, it's really tough. You know, so definitely please support us by letting your friends know that we're going to be coming to town, and reach out to us and let us know, you know, where we'll see you at.
Also, our song is on Bandcamp, and Bandcamp, you can.
I could throw you a buck or two on Bandcamp.
There you go. It's
that's a lot of streams.
Yep. Like, so I think the, you know, bands they see most of that. So thank you, Bandcamp.
Right. It's like the whole thing when a bar used to tell you, oh, it's good exposure, play for free. Now they're like, oh, just put your music out there for free everywhere. It's good exposure, but I don't think the good exposure ever happens.
I mean, to a certain extent, but then, you know, it gets to a point where you're like, okay.
We got to buying stuff. As much as I don't understand NFTs and blockchains and stuff, I'm convinced there's some way that it could almost make a digital piece of music tangible, that somebody could buy it because it existed at a set place. Even if you had 1,000 of them or 10,000 or 1,000,000 and you got $1 a piece for them, it would be like the old days, maybe a little.
Well, Kevin, let us know when you crack that code, okay?
We're working on it.
I have buddies who do the NFTs. I do not understand. They've given them to me, and I'm like, dude, you sent me a GIF. It's, you know, what do I do with this thing? All right, cool.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to put all the links down where to find you guys and the dates. Make sure you get that. And I wanted to say to you, as you get closer, once you get the album out, do not hesitate to pick up the email and say, hey, Kev, can we come back on?
You got it.
We would love to have you. Is there anything else you guys want to throw out?
No, I just want to say thank you again for having us on here. Really appreciate it. And thank you for everyone checking us out. Again, we'll be in the Midwest next week: Chicago, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Waynesboro, Hillsboro, North Carolina. So come check us out. Let your friends know.
You know, and you're going to be with Adrian again this summer, so that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, Sherry, Adrian.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you soon. Hold on for a second, guys.